Hip thrusts are a really bad lower back exercise. Now you might be saying, well, hip thrusts aren't a lower back exercise, and that's exactly my point. Most people turn a hip thrust, which should be a hip extension exercise, into a lower back exercise. Now, this does not mean that hip thrusts are bad outright. It just means that the way most people perform them is, instead of just focusing on pure hip extension and strengthening the glutes, they also couple that with a huge overextension of the lower back here. That leads to compression in your lumbar vertebrae. I'm not here to tell you to avoid hip thrusts. I'm here to show you an alternative so that you can really maximize glute strength gains, hip extension gains, movement quality gains, but do it in a much more effective way. There's a couple of ways that we teach hip thrusts within our hip mobility program. And one of the keys here is we do them in a single leg fashion. First, we start with body weight. And what you want to focus on here is really loading down into this hip. Feel the length come into this glute, drive through the floor, and extend the hip while keeping the ribs down. We don't want to arch up here and open out at the front. We want to contract solely through the glute and connect that with our foot pushing through the floor. Then start to challenge it with some load. We like to start using a dumbbell on the same side hip. Again, keeping your focus on the connection between your foot, your hip, and slowly loading down into that hip, and then extending from the hip. And then lastly, using the barbell for load, we like to load it in a landmine way. So we can just take the barbell, put it on the same side hip, and then from here, work from this position and increase the load on your barbell just as you would any other lift. Again, just to be clear, I'm not here to tell you hip thrusts are bad like every other natural movement person out there. I'm here to say hip thrusts are good when you do them in a way that best serves your movement quality and the gains that you're really trying to get. And this variation, focusing on the connection between your foot, your hip, and pure hip extension, is going to set you up for more success. And by the way, check out our hip mobility program as well. The link is in our bio. It will guide you through all of this step by step.